Well, hello there. Hello, hello, hello. It's afternoon. What's going on? Yeah, I thought I would do a little bit of hot lapping because I need the practice. Hello, Hayden. Hope you're doing well. Steve. Oh my God, expecting some top lap times. I think you're watching the wrong stream. I think you're watching the wrong stream, my friend. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're back with some more live shenanigans. I've just found out these gloves are really good for holding cups of tea. Like, the cup does not slide at all. It's probably the best use I've found out of these gloves. Talking about gloves, you can, if you subscribe to the TOGA Discord, you can be entered into a giveaway for gloves, racing gloves, which I think are about £50. So I've just signed up, so it's $3. So less than a cup of coffee. I always grade things with coffee cost because most people either drink coffee or drink tea or drink, I don't know, vanilla, latte, shappy, whatchamacallsums. So, you know, I always grade it with that. That's my grading system for it. Anyway, why are you doing hot lapping around Spa, Mac? I hear you saying. It's a very good question, my friends. Hello, Hunter, how you doing? Hunter, are you George? Yeah, because I get mighty confused sometimes. So why am I? So I have a race. You are excellent. Would you prefer Hunter or George? Let me know what you prefer to be called in the stream. Thank you very much for joining us. So I have a race on Sunday night in a racing academy that I'm part of. It's an hour-long race on Spa. There is a pit stop, etc. I'll be live streaming that on my own Twitch channel on Sunday evening. And then at the end of the month, George, perfect. That's great. I always like to know what people prefer to be called. So yes, and then on the 28th of October, we have our charity event, which is 10 hours of Spa. Now, as a team event, the commentators have all signed up. We are all driving. Aries driving for his own cause, so that's absolutely fine. But yeah, so Ollie, Julius, and myself are all going to be racing and commentating at different times. So if myself and Ollie, say for instance Ollie is driving, myself and Julius will be in the commentary box, and then Julius will go and then do his stint. Ollie might go and have a rest or join me, whatever it's going to happen. When it's my turn, the stream will end. Ollie will then pick up the stream from his point of view, and I'll race. Julius, I think, is the way we're going to work it. Julius, they will then stint after me, and then when Ollie's turn, he'll then stop the stream. I'll pick the stream up from my side, and we'll go back and forward, back and forward, back and forward until we win the event in total annihilation of everyone else on the track. Does that sound confident? Yeah, it's all smoke and mirrors, and you won't win. So let's not forget, there's a little bit of rivalry going on now. There is the commentators, there are the staff, and I believe maybe stewards as well. So we are all we're all vying to be better than each other, and the mods as well. So yeah, so you basically, what I'm hoping for is you will show a lot of love to the commentators and not so much love to the other teams. There will be penalties that can be added. So for qualifying, you can add ballast or remove ballast from certain cars. You can during the race, you can add different timed penalties to different cars as well. So I mean, I'm really hoping that, you know, let's be fair, Owen is a very, very quick driver. So I think it's a bit unfair that Owen, the very, very quick driver, doesn't get any penalties. I would be disappointed if I didn't see Hayden and Owen getting some really bad penalties. We have a strategy already in mind as a commentator team. We have already been chatting crap about the other members of it. We haven't really. George, that reminds me of Townsend Bell, who does commentary and racing in IMSA. All right. I have to admit, I haven't done commentary and racing jumping back and forward, but it's for a really good cause. And I'll kind of go into the reason why it's a very good cause, because I think we all have either a family member who has had cancer, has passed away from cancer, or is suffering from cancer at the moment. So I've got a couple of stories that I'd like to share with you today, if you don't mind me sharing it. And I'll try and not get emotional about it. But this will be why it's so close to my heart, and I'm really pleased to be part of this. I'm just finishing a cup of tea. Mrs. M decided that I needed a cup that made me feel like I was the boss, when quite clearly I'm not the boss. But I have 2 cups that say I'm the boss, so that makes me feel a bit better. How's everybody's day going? I mean, it is now Thursday. I had to think there. Tonight, we have the first race of Season 2 of the Multiclass. I am so hyped for this. I cannot wait. This is going to be immense. GT3, GT4 cars, racing. You're on your lunch break, George? Oh, well, I appreciate you jumping in while you're munching away. Have you got anything nice for your lunch break? Is it homemade sandwiches, or is it something you've popped out to the shop for, or... I basically had a toasted crumpet and butter. Heart attack food. A ham sandwich? Oh, you can't beat a ham sandwich. I love a ham salad sandwich. Anyway, you didn't come here to sit and watch me talk nonsense. Let's get underway. So, I have only just started breaking into the 219s for this. I have got a custom setup. I always use Hymo setups. They're as closely suited to my driving style, and I am fully aware in the top right of your screen it's Coach Dave. Now, I used to drive the Coach Dave setups, but I found when my driving style changed, they became very oversteery. So I struggled, but I didn't know how to change setups. I kind of now do know how to change setups to suit myself, so I may very well go back to them. The only thing I like about Hymo is I can download the setups and they're in on my PC forevermore. You find them the other way around, Steve? Oh man. I'm not an expert on setups, but I will walk you through when I'm changing setups. I'll walk you through what I've learned, and it's mainly through Jardier's videos about doing setups, which he released very recently. It does depend, and it depends on your right foot as well. I have such a heavy right foot, I really need to sort myself out with it. Let me know how the audio is. I can turn the game up and down if required. I've also messed about with my rumble motors a little bit to try and differentiate between ABS and wheel lockup. Right, down to the first stroke last corner. Far too slow. Could feel that already, so I need to move my braking forward. I had a look in Track Titan earlier on, and they were going around there in second gear. Now I know the Mercedes is slightly geared differently. Oh, damn it. I lifted. So I've changed the setup slightly because I'm trying to get more rotation into the slower corners, whereas it's obviously now affecting Eau Rouge and Radalon as well. The guys I'm racing against on Sunday night are like in the 216s, 217s. Can never get this corner right. It's like a double apex, but for some reason for me it never appears that. I have a stamp on the brakes there. So for me, the car's still quite understeery. I'm not able to get on the power as quickly as I would like. Just keeping it on the track limits. I know it's an invalid lap, but I am trying to stick within the track limits at all times. Flat out through there, coming up to the bus stop. Trying to trail brake in, but that didn't work. Right, okay, I'm going to change some of the setup. Right, I need a little bit more oversteer. So, I've got the TOGA set to 0 on the back and 0.1 in the front. Kind of not really messing about with that too much. What I'm trying to kind of mess about with is... So what I use, and this is strictly from Jardair's video, and Jardair explains it so much better than I do, but the main things we're dealing with are the wheel rate, the bump stop rate, the bump stop range on all 4 tyres, and the front and rear anti-roll bars. That's all we're dealing with at the moment. So if I remember right from what Jardair was saying, if you want more oversteer, you lessen the bump stop range, which will get you more rotation in the car. But obviously if you go too much, then you're just going to end up rotating every single time you go around the corner. So I only change 1 or 2 clicks at a time. I did used to be the idiot that would put it down 5, or go to extremes, and then wonder why the setup didn't work for me, and then blame the setup, because it certainly obviously wasn't my fault. So once I can get more comfortable and confident with the corners, I can then start looking at pushing laps. That already feels so much better. Can get the car tucked in quicker. That was a bit better. On the power as quickly as I can, but I'm getting a lot of throttle slide. Throttle slide's not the word, but might have to up my TC a little bit. Oh, that was way. So I drove that corner like it was the previous setup. So now I know that I need less steering input when I'm going into it. But you can see how much the car now rotates. Oh, beautiful. Not so much in that one. I might need to back off when I'm going into corners, because I think I'm maybe going too fast into corners. This feels like forever before you can get the throttle back on. Yeah, feeling better. Back slide there. Oh, that would just have been in track limit and no more. Yes, I don't know what you guys use for trying to measure your how you're doing and things like that, but I'm not affiliated with Track Titan, but I think the system is amazing and I learned so much from it. Oh, baby. That's what I want to feel. Ah, celebrated far too early. So obviously the faster corners I need to get used to. There was a lot of understeer there, but the slower corners is feeling so much better. Yeah, you can see that I used a lot less steering angle that time. It's also stopping so much better as well. Right, let's see if we can actually link a lap up this time. Unfortunately, I don't have a reference lap as yet, so I always like to try and get a banker lap in, just so then I can see if I'm getting faster or slower. Oh, yes. Oh my god, that felt so good. See when you get Eau Rouge and Radlin properly, oh my god, you just feel like a jet fighter pilot. So you do. Bit of trail braking going in, get a car rotated round. Yeah, I'm more confident about getting on a power earlier now. Bit of oversteer there. Again, I'm very, very heavy on my right foot. It's something I really do need to work on. It's one of my biggest weaknesses. Car rotate round. Power on again. I love this Mercedes. Should have been third gear, not second. Come on. See the exit, foot down. Oh yeah, I can put the power on so much earlier now. Right, is this going to be an actual valid lap now? Yeah, so I was using Track Titan earlier on and it really was such a benefit. When I started using it, I did lift off there ever so slightly. It literally was taking seconds off my time. Just in the low 220s. So I also, every time you change your setup, I'm sorry if I'm teaching my granny how to suck eggs here, but oh, a little bit of curb there, but oh yes. Oh, I love it when you go through that and then you feel your confidence building a little bit, that you can then start pushing the limits a little bit. But every time you change your setup, you need to double check your tyre pressures as well. Oh, a tyre screech going on. Oh, I can... Oh, that feels so good. As soon as I'm slowing the car down, I can feel the car already rotating without me even moving the wheel. I'm reading a book just now about racing and roadcraft and how you can, how car operates and things like that. And it goes into so much detail, like geometry and what is it again? Yaw, the difference between yaw angle and tire slip and things. Don't worry, it's the doorbell, but wow, 219.6. Felt a lot slower there. Second gear you find is good for rotation as long as you keep some speed going. Yeah, so like the tight corner, first corner there, and Track Titan, they're using track limit. Right. They're using in Track Titan, sorry, they're using the first corner stroke last corner in second gear, and I'm struggling to get the car slow enough for it to get round rotated round. I might try it now that I've got the setup changed, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to have a little look and see, have a look at Track Titan. I don't know, do any of you use Track Titan? I know Hayden does. Let me show you what I mean. So this is Track Titan, so it is. It's very, very good. I am a premium member, but again, I'm not affiliated with them at all. They do, if you are a premium member, they give you academy tips from pro esports drivers on what you need to be doing better and things like that. They analyse your laps as you go around. So there we go, we've just updated the 2:19.6. So let's have a look and see. So let's go for the first segment, which is this corner. So again, I'm getting closer, but they're still, like, they must literally be on the limit of track limits. But you can see how much tighter. See, I thought I was quite tight going around that corner, and I'm not anywhere near where I should be. So basically my left tyres are what should be on the white line, and my right tyres really should be on the green asphalt or the green apex. So that's why they're getting, as you can see on the right hand side, they're in second gear all the way around there, and the speed difference isn't much, to be fair, considering I dropped down to first gear. But so let's go to the braking. So we're almost, again, I need to stop doing this, a stupid little bit of braking before I actually hit the brakes hard. It's almost like my foot goes down and then down. I just need to slam it. So the slam-a-bama. So bit of trail braking, but then I go more on the brakes to try and get the car rotated round. So that's losing me 4/10 just in that corner alone. So I need to go wider on the entry, and then on the apex I need to be so much more into that corner. How are we doing with turning? So I mean, we're on a very similar angle, but I think I could still not start turning. Yeah, so they're well, we're actually quite close to the same turning point. So that's the first one. We don't need to worry about Eau Rouge and Radeon. That's all done and dusted. Or Camel Straight. Right, okay, so we're almost, again, you see the little tail on that brake of mine. So I'm orange and the alien is the blue. But they're off the brakes so much quicker than me, but they're obviously trail braking for longer. So I need, almost when I come up to this section here, when this little indent starts, I need to start easing off the brake and coming in. Now this is the interesting part. For me, I always think I'm sacrificing the first corner to try and get a better racing line for the second corner. But look how much more they're over the curb. Like literally, their left wheels must be the only thing that's still on the red and white curb. So they're coming in at such a better angle, and then they're basically straight lining the S as much as they can. So they're a lot more over. So I need to be using a lot more of the track. So braking isn't too bad. Our braking reference is pretty good. On the throttle, you can see how I kind of dip off the throttle again. So he's completely off the throttle. Right, okay, so that's something I maybe need to look at. And then as he's on, as he's on the apex, he's back on the throttle. A little release, and then back on it fully. So that's 3/10. So far that's 7/10. George, you use just before that curb as your braking point at the end of the... Yeah, I do the same. That curb is my braking point for it. It's so yeah, as we come round here, I mean it's 3/10, but that's purely because the last two corners they've already got much more speed going. But again, look how much they're cutting that at an angle. That's almost like an early apex, whereas I'm taking a late apex. Okay. So cutting in more to try and go further out. Okay. Now this corner is the corner I don't know how many hundreds of hours I've done racing at Spa, and I still can't get this corner right. Right, so again, I'm on the brake really slightly, and then hard on the brake. I'm now trail braking off, whereas they're on the brake for slightly longer, so I don't see any markers that I can... I tried to get my braking point marker. I tried to get an acceleration marker where when I'm coming around the corner, as soon as I see something, I know I can get on the power. That then makes me consistent around the corner. And then for the likes of what I was looking at there at the end of the Kemmel Straight, where if I'm having to bleed off the brake, where I start bleeding it off from to get the car around. Right, so it's telling me I've braked too early, I lost too much time in the corner, and I came on the throttle too late. That's because I wasn't getting the car turned in time. So again, I thought I really was cutting that coming in, but quite clearly not. See how they use that as a double apex, whereas I'm more all the way around on the curb. So yeah, I need to... Yeah, we're almost on the throttle at the same time, but as they're coming round, they're more on, they're 90, 85, 90% on the throttle, whereas I'm only 40. This one's a bit of a doozy as well, I have to say. It's off camber, and you go on the curb then wants to push you off to the side. Right, where is my braking? So I mean, I'm at 86% and their maximum was 31, so they're just literally blipping the brake. Doing it a couple of times just to get the car slowed down so they can get it turned. And again, yeah, I'm turning in too early by the looks of it. Or I need to be further out onto the... I cannot believe how far they're almost off the track there. But obviously it opens the corner up beautifully for them. And again, they go much wider, much quicker. They can get the throttle on. So if you look at the throttle again, yeah, there's actually not much difference between us throttle wise. But again, that's 5/10. So that's what, 1.2 seconds so far. So this one, my god, the AI is just going mental. You turned in too late, you braked too early, you lost most time in the corner entry, you reached your minimum speed too early. Right, well, thanks for that vote of confidence there, but they are braking so much later. I find if I brake too late, I'm not getting the car turned in time for it. But again, they're trail braking through that first corner now. When do they get on the throttle? Again, I'm actually on the throttle quicker than they are, but they're carrying more speed in, which is another problem. So that's another 3. So that's 1.5 seconds that we can identify already. Right, okay, let me just... Right, this is us going into the double S. Again, stupid brake pedal. Well, it's actually stupid me, not the brake pedal. So I need to be more confident on my brake by hitting it. Again, they're probably a car's length further ahead. I actually thought I was hitting it. So that's a little advertising board that's above the track, almost like a motorway gantry. And I thought I was braking at that point. I'm not. I'm braking here. Like... That's 2 or 3 car lengths. So again, they're coming in. So it looks like Spa really you need to be coming in sharp into the corner. We're on the same racing line there, but again, how are they not on the sand there? That is ridiculous. But again, it straightens the corner out, and they allow the car to drift. So on throttle. Yeah, you can see at this point they're back on the throttle until until the end of that. So from the apex to the start of this gravel is really where I need to be, about 90% of throttle. Off the throttle again, and then they're slowly increasing the throttle on that. You can see I kind of just go onto the throttle 100% when they're still applying throttle, but they're again carrying more. So that's another 0.5. So that's what did I say? 1.2, 1.7, 2.2 seconds at the moment. Right, come down here again. They're much further out. Same racing line. Yeah, pretty much same racing line. They're a little bit further out than me, but I think that's right on the limit. I'd rather have a little bit of margin between track limit and where I am, just in case I get something wrong, bad apex and that. So are actually similar, but they're trail braking so much better going into that. So they're actually off the brake. They're only on it for, you know, not even a second. Then they're trail braking down into that, and they only stop braking there. But again, you can see they're on the throttle, you know, so much quicker than I am. They're not even at the apex of that corner, and they're on the throttle to get round. And then that obviously leads to the fast second right-hander of this section, which is just flat out. And again, I could probably go a bit wider after the red and white curbs. So let's go to the bus stop now, because the rest of that section is all flat out. We don't need to really worry about that. Forgot to look at how much time I was losing. Right, okay, so here we go. So coming down again, they're further over in the track, and they're, God, is that not a sausage curb? How are they getting over that sausage curb? Surely they're not straddling it. This is the only problem with having dots. You can't actually see what part of the car is where on this, but that is a mighty difference. That's maybe half a car's width further into that corner. And then I came on the throttle too late, and I lost time sharply in the middle of the corner. And again, they're so I've been avoiding that because I'm sure the inside of that curb is a sausage curb, but they look so much straighter, the racing line. And then the go, alright, okay, I didn't know you could go that far out. So again, you know, the throttle application, we're not a huge amount away. You know, we get almost on at the same time. But yeah, the braking part coming up to it, we've got the same braking point, but I kind of come off the brake and then back on it again, whereas they're all times and a little touch of the brakes just at that white line, and that's 5/10. So I could be talking over 3 seconds I'm losing from that. So let me just go back because this tires are very cold. Right, okay, I'm not going to change anything with my setup. What I will do a quick look at is my tire pressures. Right, okay, that's okay. Okay, right, let me go back. Turn that off. Right, okay, let's go for this again and see. So using much more of the track, especially for entry, and taking like an early apex into the majority of the corners. So they're coming in like that, and then they're going out like that. Okay, so much further over, and this time, yeah, it was a pants. Okay, I can see where I'm losing the apex there. I need to get the car slowed better. I just love the sound of this Merc. And see, once you've got the setup tuned into your way of driving. So oh, yeah, that. So I was too busy concentrating on where that indent was to start coming off the brake. I wasn't actually checking the braking angle. Okay, what I'm going to concentrate on for the next couple of laps is where I'm positioned on track. Came off the throttle far too early. Julius, how you doing? So they're like there. Okay. Spa is so hard to nail the whole lap. I don't know I think I have driven it so many times in different sim games over the years that I've taught myself so many bad habits. Like my muscle memory is like, oh no, you should be doing this, you should be doing that in that corner, and I'm having to undo. Okay. Marco, good afternoon, how you doing? What's your best time? At the moment, a 2:19.6. But I need to shave at least 2 seconds off that for my race on Sunday. No, got that all completely wrong. Took too much curb going through a rouge there. What's your best time, Marco? Make me sad, make me cry. Okay, that is in such a better racing line. So they go out, and then the car. Oh yeah, okay. I see what you did there, Track Titan. 2:19, but 1.5 with McLaren. It's such an iconic track. I love the track. It's just I wish I could get. See, I'm not getting in close enough on the. How are they getting on the power so early there? I really need to get the car slowed down better. TC2, I'm on TC5. I'm on ABS too. But thanks for letting me know I suck. That's nice of you, Julius. That was a bit better. Right, not so much curb this time. Ah, you did it again. Didn't get an invalid lap, but I'd lost 100th of a second. No, Marco, I've never been. I would love to go. Okay, getting used to that now. Far too slow around there. What I'm working on just now, Marco and Julius, is basically trying to get my width of track into my head, my where I should be entering the corner. .2 with the GTR incoming. The GTR is a really nice car. Okay, a little bit of consistency. Marco, just as tiring on foot as any car. It must. I mean, obviously I haven't been there, but I've heard about the elevation differences. Eau Rouge, it must be really like steep. Nah, it was a bad corner, that one. Okay, that was a double apex. I got that one. No, only Eau Rouge. Honda's actually fastest. To be fair, I mean, we're not esports drivers, so you know, it's not going to the car isn't going to be impeded. It'll be down to our driving style. Right, okay, so that's 3, I know they weren't all valid, but that was 3 laps. Right, okay, so let me think what's happening. I'm really surprised they're running like full rear wing. Right, let's move the ride height up. George, it's not terrible. You think with a decent setup it'll be competitive? Yeah. It's just trying to get out old habits, George. It's yeah. I need to be more sensitive on my right foot, but I don't know how to be more sensitive on my right foot without being slower out the corner, if that makes sense. Julius, you're going to test Honda V versus GTR in Spa with aggressive preset. I can guarantee you though they won't be driving with an aggressive preset. It'll be an alien setup. Right, so all I've done is increase ride height in the back of the car. Braked far too early. Yeah, that felt a bit more stable. I did lift ever so slightly. I just want to see how much better Honda is, so we can blame it if we lose. Oh, better. Had to touch the brakes again there, hence why it lost me all that time. Car is turning so much better. Right, this lap I'm going to go in slower into the corners than I usually would, because I'm getting a lot of tyre noise every single corner and I want to eliminate that because that's costing me time as well. Marco, has ever a Honda win at Spa? Not to my recollection. Keep thinking I'm going to hit that wall. Getting a little bit of understeer around Eau Rouge and up into Radalon now. Right, very little tyre noise. A little bit round there. Thank you for the support, Hayden. Yeah. I don't mind tyre noise on high speed corners, there's not much you can do about that. The car is definitely turning better. Thanks, Hayden. Appreciate it. Damn, I forgot the Merc had 6 gears there. Like, how's it reaching the rev limit already? You had to do some work. It sucks when work gets in the way of sim racing, doesn't it? What I'll do, if I can get a timed lap again, I'm just going to go back and have a little refresh of Track Titan, but I'm also going to have a look at my replay. Oh, do you know, that actually helps. So the front tyre kind of gets dragged with the curb at Eau Rouge, just as you're turning the car for right hand. It actually rotates it a little bit for you as well. Nah. I don't know if I brake later there or... Right. Let's go back and see when was... Right, I'm going to take this one. So lap 8 I'm going to have a look at, because lap 8 was when I... See, that unsettles the car. How does Track Titan think that's a good idea? Right, okay, so I'm going to analyse my cornering. Alright, okay, I'm not. Thanks for that. They must literally have their tyres scraping along the edge of the... I think... Right, so I'm hitting the brake just before this red. I think if I kept going straight and only start turning in at the when this yellow barrier starting just passes me, I think I would get a better turn in for a later apex. Right, that's... There is space there for me to get closer. Yeah, absolutely. As Hayden says, don't forget, if you are already subscribed, make sure you hit that like button for the stream, and you can become a member for $2.99 a month. Right, so this is where I use the brake in the start of this. Okay, just before it. Now this was a good one. That was better. It felt better as well. So I really need to focus on... I could be further over to the left here. But this cutting in earlier... I mean, the tyres, I still don't know how that's not a track limit, but... And then I've seen a lot of people using this line as well. See how the yaw angle of the car as well. Again, I'm not getting hugely out here, and so I need to be... You can see how the car is just sliding. Again, that's costing me time as well. So more onto this with my left tyres, which will then give me a better angle. Now I could be more on that part. So again, that's a learning thing for me. Right. So hard on the brakes. And then I'm trying to kind of aim for here, although I don't get it anywhere near it. But again, so let the car drift out, and then as you come round the corner, you see the second apex coming in. Quite a bit away from the apex. That would give me such a better line if I could get closer to the apex. I dab of the brakes. Again, you can see the car sliding nowhere near the apex. Can't remember if this is a corner I messed up or not. See, I'm having touched brakes a few times. Yeah, you can see again the car sliding. So there's understeer going on. That might be more down to me being heavy right-footed. But I might tweak the setup a little bit more to give me a little bit more oversteer. So this bit's fine. God, it feels fast when you actually speed it back up. So again, I'm on the brakes too early. I shouldn't be on the brakes until the start of that curb. So again, trying to sneak the car in onto this, which I actually do better this time. Just need to watch if I'm putting the power down because you're on the grass, you're on this concrete bit. And now I need to be hitting round about here on the apex. That's not bad. That it did feel good when I did it. So more of that, please, Mac. More of that, thank you. Again, you can see me straightening up to try and get further over. So maybe I need to release the steering sooner. Come down here. This is always a bit of a meh corner for me. Again, I'm not on the curb. Aiming for, I suppose that is a bit of an early apex. A bit too much on the grass. Unsettled the car. Couldn't quite get back on the throttle soon enough. So hard on the brakes. Need to get my tyres onto this. I'm treating this as if it's a wet race. I'm like avoiding the curbs. So this is where they're literally skimming their tyres off. Look how late. I think I braked too late, which caused me to understeer there. Right, okay. It's a really good thing to do because you get to see what you thought was a really good corner and you're like, oh my god, I'm miles away from the apex. So, right, I'm going to have a quick vape and then I'll be back and I'll be doing some more of the... Yeah, absolutely, Hayden. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know if there's a fear of the track limits or what there is, but I need to have my tyres on either curb, whether it's the entry or the exit of every corner. So that is my next plan for this hot lapping. Right. Okay, let's get started. So yeah, I want to tell you a little bit why cancer research is very close to my heart. So I've had various family members pass away due to cancer. My dad's mum, my dad's brother, my dad's other brother has been diagnosed with prostate cancer and also cancer of the bladder. Unfortunately, he's now on palliative care. About 12 years ago, my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and I remember he basically had a pain just about your solar plexus. And oh my god, where did that come from? So he was very, very ill. I remember a pancreatic specialist telling me at the time that he had no chance of survival. Nobody survives pancreatic cancer, and he was absolutely correct, but I didn't want to hear that at the time. So my dad went into kidney failure, ended up on dialysis, because his body was trying to cope with the cancer, so everything else was shutting down. And he went for an operation when the specialist decided that he was a good candidate to go for an operation where they basically removed the mass from his body, but he actually died twice on the operating table. They had to resuscitate him. So he was going through chemo. I think I've maybe tweaked my setup too much here. He went through chemo, he went through radium. In fact, sorry, yeah, it was radium. It was a mixture of radium and chemo he went through, and one day he just announced that he said his cancer was back. I need to sort this setup. That his cancer was back. He just came out with it, and he went back to the specialist. They did a scan, and lo and behold, it had come back. So the treatment they offered him was radium, and he said, "Is this going to improve my quality of life? Is it going to help me?" I want to change that one. And they said no. He says, "Well, I don't want the treatment. I'd rather pass away without being ill through the radium treatment." So I took time off work. Myself and my mum cared for him, and we had Macmillan nurses coming in. He was eventually put on what they call a driver pump, which is an automatic machine that pumps morphine to help with pain. And the Macmillan nurse woke me up at 1 o'clock in the morning to say that he was not far away from passing away, so it was time to go and say goodbye to him. And we were still in the house. I didn't want him going into a care home or a hospital. And Dad kept going all the way through the night. I spent the whole night bent over him in the bed, holding on to him, cuddling him. Eventually, when it came near like 8-9 o'clock in the morning, I was actually saying to him, "You have my blessing to go. Please don't hang on. It's not doing you any good by doing that." And he waited. You know, he wasn't conscious at any point from, you know, that night onwards. But my two cousins who he was close to came in to kind of say their goodbyes, and not long after that he passed away in my arms. So cancer research for me is a huge thing. Anytime I hear of anyone suffering from it, my heart goes out to the family and to them. So this is absolutely something I want to participate in, and I want to do. So Hayden, man, thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, so, you know, is luckily I was always able to say everything I wanted to say to my dad. I didn't have to worry. I didn't want him passing away, me going, God damn it, I wish I told him I loved him more, or I wish, you know, we did, you know, things were said. So I absolutely said everything to him. You know, I would give him kisses in the morning, I would kiss him at night, I would tell him I loved him throughout the day. We would still have a laugh and joke. He still had a sense of humour. Still had an absolute sense of humour for that. And I'm so thankful that I did have that time with him. So, and the funny thing is, my handle Lantern Mac is actually a bit of a honour to my dad. So my dad was a lighthouse keeper, and we lived in different lighthouses throughout Scotland, throughout my childhood and into my teenage years. And before mobile phones and things like that, you used to have like CBs. So we had a CB in the car, we had a CB in the house. I used to talk to my friends on the CB because we lived 2 miles away from them and things like that. So he always had, his CB handle was called Lantern, for the obvious reason of the lighthouse. So that's why I am Lantern Mac. The Mac part is part of our surname. So it is. But I wanted to honour my dad in some way, and this was the ultimate thing that I could do for him. So yeah, so thank you for listening. That is why I am more than happy to do whatever is needed for the cause. I kind of do realise I've been talking and not really concentrating on driving, but I think it's important to share experiences, so if someone is going through something similar, they can take a bit of solace in it, or things like that. I'm going to pause this. Julius, your grandpa had brain tumour and he died 14 before you were born, so your dad went up, losing 1 and becoming 1 in 2 weeks. Oh man, that is so horrible. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Julius. It must have been such a hard time for your dad. So yeah, if you are going to be watching the stream, we will have links to the cancer research charity that we're doing the stream for, and we will be, as I said earlier on, there's other ways to donate as well. I have bought myself a TOGA Motorsport charity t-shirt, which you can get. Hayden has shared it on the announcements. It's another way of supporting, and you'll be able to give cars penalties through donations as well, which I think is an absolute amazing way for you guys to get involved, to actually influence the race as well. So qualifying, you'll be able to add or remove ballast from any car, and for the race you'll be able to donate from a 5-second penalty up to a 30-second penalty as well. So you did a 221.5 in the GTR with an aggressive setup. Lap 3, nice, very nice. I realised I shouldn't have downshifted there with that one. Sometimes I seem to get that corner not too bad, and then others I don't. pretty sure that would have been an invalid lap there as well. Right, okay, concentration level turned up. A little snap of oversteer on that curb again. Oh, Mac. I was just downshifting as if it was a Sunday day drive there. There was no rush about me doing it. I think I need to brake earlier for that one. Yeah, doing that in third gear was not a good idea. Sometimes you need to try these things just to see how they work out. Again, a little bit of consistency. Car's feeling good. Probably just tempted fate now. Braking way too early there, way too late. Yeah, better. To brake a little bit earlier than I normally would. I couldn't get around. Sorry if this hasn't been the most exciting racing to watch, but sometimes people are interested in how other people learn a track or try to get faster on a track, and At TOGA we're always quite open and honest and transparent, so you can see exactly what we're doing. And anyone that's in the rookie season will be going, oh yes, just keep being like this and we'll be absolutely fine. So again, still in the 19s. I think I can brake later. Oh, that must have been like a millimeter over the track limit. Right. Head back to the garage. Right, okay. I'm wondering if... I always remember, and again, sorry if I'm telling my granny how to suck eggs here, but always remember what you changed. Look at the temperature of the tyres. Oh, that is not good. That is not good. 111 on the outside and 118 on the inside. That tyre is absolutely getting destroyed. An hour-long race as well. That is not boding well. Oh, how do you... Is it the caster you changed to stop the tyres overheating? Like I say, I only know parts of setups on how to make things a little bit... I think you just need to crack some laps out. Yeah, I think so. Stupidly turned my TC down to 4 just now. Nail it, Eau Rouge. That curb is still just trying to drag me into the Shadow Realms. Yeah, I need to brake earlier than that. And I need to turn my TC back on. I did read somewhere, it wasn't too bad, Hayden, so I'm not lifting as such, but what I'm doing, well, I suppose I'm technically lifting by like 2 or 3% and holding it there and then back on with the rest of the percentage. Okay, that's not the... But each lap I'm learning, okay, it's an invalid lap, but what I do is I still push. Because I might nail one corner in an invalid lap and go, oh, that's how you do it. That was better. Not so much. Bucket, yeah, game buckets of time at Eau Rouge because you're flat out. So anytime you lose flat out, you're going to lose the biggest amount of time. Right, here we go. Too wide there. pushed me way wide there. I didn't lift either, so that doesn't help matters. So braking earlier in this one now. Nicer, nicer. GTR lap 5, 221.3. NSX lap 3, 220.5, 220.4. So almost a second of a difference. I really don't think it's going to make that much difference. Not with me driving anyway, that's for sure. So what, I'm testing braking out there to then get turned in, so that was obviously woeful, but at least I now know. Oh, come on, game! That wasn't a lap invalid. Also with that low laps, it can be in couple corners. So don't forget, tonight we've got multi-class race 1. I think it's 7:30. It felt better, so it did. I have to say it felt better. Correct. 7:30, I'll be in the comms box. Chatting away, I hope you guys can make it. Keep me some company. Probably keep me right about things that I say. I think Owen is racing Ollie from the comms team. He's racing. Julius, are you racing? Hayden will be watching. Mercedes GT4 for Julius. Beautiful. I still haven't hit that wall. I feel as if I'm so close to it that I should be hitting the wall. That was probably the most perfect I've done it today. horrible, horrible oversteer there. Lost 2/10 just in that corner. So I know I can gain time, I just saw it. At one point I was up at 4/10 better. Oh, come on! I just seen the 3/10 there. Right. Let me go for a quick bio break and I'll be back for another 20 minutes or so of this, if you can stand that torture. And then I'll go and get something to eat before tonight. I'll be back in a minute. Righty-ho.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
flat out through Eau Rouge. Couple more laps. Just to see. Enduro, how you doing? I hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining in. No. No. You know that way where you just try and push too hard? Certainly gained a little time. Gained a chunk of time through a bus stop. Gained a chunk of time. Excellent. Right, okay. It hasn't been the most exciting, but it's helped me. And hopefully I've been able to kind of showcase the charity event that's coming up as well. And if you do want to get involved, the link to Discord is in the description below. If you want to become a member of it, just click the link and you come. We're a big friendly bunch. We're 1700, over 1700 Discord followers. We've got competitions running to win some great sim racing stuff. We have affiliate status with several different products. Go check all the links out. We will be back live at 7:30 tonight, British summertime, with the multi-class Season 2 Race 1 at Imola. GT3, GT4 is going to be out of this world. And can't wait for it. Again, if you want to check out our socials, all the links are down below in the description. And I thank you very much for all your company today. Take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you tonight. Bye.